Hey, what's up? It's Taylor, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 mistakes I made in my first year of selling on Amazon. So let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, I'm Taylor, the Ecom RN. I started selling on Amazon in 2023. I went on to do over $100,000 profit in my first year. I currently do about $35,000 a month, and I want to show you how to do the same. Okay, I'm going to briefly tell you the 5 mistakes I made. But stay tuned till the end of the video because I'm going to show you step by step how to avoid making some of these same mistakes. Okay, so mistake number 1 was not doing a reverse image search. Number 2 was not checking for patents. Number 3 was scaling too fast. Number 4 was taking money out of the business. And number 5 was not hiring a VA. So let me break each of these down for you. Okay, so number 1, not doing a reverse image search. What do I mean by that? Well, my first logo that I had made, I had done on Fiverr. Nothing against Fiverr or any of the freelancers there. This was my own mistake for not doing my due diligence. But essentially, there are scammers out there who will just pull logos from other businesses and try to sell them to you as their unique design. So that actually happened to me. I had a logo all made. I paid the freelancer. I went to get that logo applied to my product, and oops, it turns out that logo was a direct copy of a different business's logo. They had it trademarked, so I couldn't use it. I went back to complain to the freelancer. He was gone. And so that was a stupid mistake on my part that I think you can easily avoid, and I'll show you exactly how at the end of the video. Mistake number 2 was not checking for patents. This is similar to the first one, just a simple mistake. I didn't do my due diligence. I was actually saved on this mistake by a manufacturer, which is just incredibly lucky on my part. Kudos to them for not manufacturing the product that I wanted to make. They actually told me that the product that I was about to mass produce had a patent in the United States. And I couldn't believe it. I went and double checked, and sure enough, the item had been patented in the last year, which I thought was dubious, but hey, a patent's a patent. I wasn't going to mess with it. And I was just really thankful that that manufacturer told me before I produced, thousands of units of a product that I wouldn't be able to sell in the United States. At the end of this video, I'll also show you how to double check on a patent to make sure you don't make that same mistake. Mistake number 3 was just scaling too fast. Now, I know it's exciting. You want to grow your business. Once you start making money and you have cash flow coming in, you're just like, wow, the sky's the limit. Let's go. And you know what? I think that's the right mindset. I do think that's true. There's so much opportunity on Amazon, but I do wish that I had scaled a bit more conservatively. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that I launched 12 products in those first 12 months. That is insane. I don't know anybody else who's done that. Maybe there is. If you have, let me know in the comments. But one issue, and again, I've spoken about this in a previous video, but one issue that comes up when you scale that rapidly is now you're placing reorders for 2, 3, 4 products at a time as the first order runs out of stock. And it's just a real cash flow crunch. It's hard to have that amount of money on hand to continually be restocking from your first product order for your second and third orders. So that definitely got me into some trouble. I had listings out of stock for longer than really they should have been. I wish I had done this all with a little more forethought, with a little more patience, and just launched each product more methodically. I could have put more time and effort into each product launch and really done a better job with each launch than I probably did. And then I could have gone on to scale in a much more effective and sustainable way. Mistake number 4 was taking money out of the business in that first year. Now, some people, there's a lot of different advice around about, when should you take money out of your business and how early is too early. I won't give any specifics because I think it does vary on a case by case basis. I'm just telling you my experience that related to the fact that I went part-time at work and related to the fact that I scaled so quickly, I was facing pressure from 2 different sides. On the one side, going part-time meant that I had less income to work with. But on the other hand, launching all of those products meant that I had more cash flow needs. I had a higher requirement for investment capital into the business to keep it scaling at the rate that I had started scaling. So for me, taking that money out of the business in the first year was a bit of a mistake. I think I could have held on to my job a bit longer and stayed full time, and then just quit entirely cold turkey and focused all of my effort on the business after that. Okay, and mistake number 5 was not hiring a VA. Now, again, this might be a little controversial. It's the first year of the business. We already mentioned some people would say don't ever take money out during that time. And you'll hear similar things associated with hiring your team or beginning to build your team, which is that essentially you need to be the expert on everything before you can reasonably bring someone else on, because you're going to have to train them. And so if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to be very hard to train them. Now, there is some truth to that, but there are some simple things that you can bring a freelancer or part-time virtual assistant on board to do that you can learn very quickly. They're quite simple, and it'll just take some tedious work off of your plate. And so for me, that was first and foremost customer service, and specifically customer messages or buyer messages. These messages, Amazon likes to have responses to within 24 hours. So you're constantly, feeling pressure to respond to these messages. And it's quite easy to train a virtual assistant to monitor that and to just send pretty much a template reply that buys you time to really investigate the issue further. And if you want to be the one who offers a custom solution to that customer and goes further into it, that's great. I still do that. But having that first message kind of almost automated and sent out by the VA just gives you some breathing room, so you're not constantly checking those messages and worrying that you're going to miss the 24-hour mark. Another great thing that the VA has taken over for me is inventory management. And this is an issue that I'll probably talk about more in an upcoming video. But inventory management can be quite difficult, especially if you've gone and launched multiple products in your first year. So you can see how all these mistakes kind of fit into one another. But keeping track of my inventory was quite a challenge. There are tools on the Seller Central account on Amazon that you can use. I just found that they weren't very intuitive. It took quite a bit of work for me to set up the kind of alerts that I wanted to be notified of, in terms of low inventory status. And bringing on the VA and just showing them how to do that, or having them just build a simple spreadsheet and track that every week, just took a lot of tedious, busy work off of my plate and allowed me to keep that bird's eye view on my inventory so I could place my reorders in a timely fashion. Okay, so that was a quick run through of the 5 mistakes I made in my first year of selling. Now let me show you step by step how to actually avoid making some of these same mistakes. Okay, so going back to mistake number 1, here's how you can avoid making that same mistake. It's very simple. Just go on Google, type in reverse image search. There's even a Google Help link here. Click that, and Google will give you a step-by-step tutorial on how to do one of these quick reverse image searches. But essentially, you're going to upload the image that the freelancer created of your logo, and you'll click search by image here, and then it will tell you exactly what's going on with that image. It will show you search results with that image in it. It will show you websites with that image or any image that's very similar. And that's just a quick and easy way that you can double check and make sure your freelancer isn't ripping you off on your logo design. All right, and in a similar fashion, we can look at mistake number 2, which was not double checking the status of a potential patent on the product that you want to launch. And again, a simple Google search can go a long way here. Just type in patent search. You can go on to the USPTO website. You can even just search for the product. So whatever your main keyword is, or whatever description of your product you put into Google, and just type patent search after that, you can actually find a lot of patents just on a Google search like that. If you're not seeing anything, you can double check the USPTO website. You can search for patents there. And if you really want to get serious about this, and something that I've done in the past, is you can actually go to Fiverr and work with a freelancer to do this. You can just search for patent check, and you can see there are multiple people here who will do patent research in whatever market you're thinking about selling your product. And you can see it's very cost effective. Some of these start as low as $5 or $10. So if you don't want to do the busy work, you want someone to look into it on your behalf, that's an option you can use as well. All right, and jumping all the way to mistake number 5, not hiring a VA. So here is what I did to hire my VA. It was very simple. I went on Upwork. and I just searched for an Amazon virtual assistant, and you can see there are multiple freelancers doing this. And again, this can be very cost effective. We have people here from less than $10 an hour, $15 an hour, up to around $30 an hour. And you can find people in the US, you can find people overseas, whatever your budget and whatever level of comfort you require for your VA, you can find that person on Upwork. And it can be very, very effective for freeing up your time to do higher leverage activities on your business instead of being bogged down in the kind of day-to-day minutia that really just sucks your energy and doesn't allow you to look at the big picture and growth of your business. All right, so those are the 5 mistakes I made in my first year selling on Amazon. Truth be told, I made more than 5. Let's be honest, I actually probably made countless mistakes when I first started selling. There's just a lot to learn. But if you would like to avoid making these same mistakes, if you would like to learn all the things I had to learn the hard way without the pain and without the failure and without the wasted money, you can sign up for my Skool community. The link is in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.